Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. And we are here for episode number 6 of Region Free, Season 5. Like to introduce everybody tonight. There's Lorne Almost with, what's your cat's name again?
Kazi. Didn't we just go over
Ozzy.
that?
What's up?
Didn't we just go over this?
He joined late.
The
he
kitty
did.
Kazi. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as always, we got Dan with the hat.
Hello, hello.
Mm-hmm. And right next to me is Darren from the UK.
Hey, what's going on?
He's from all over the UK.
And of course,
Every-
I'm Stone
Every
Gasman.
square inch.
So, well, let's catch up, guys. Anything new that you'd like to share as far as what's been going on in the past month or so?
Lots been going on. Right now, I am trying to get Sam the link because I know Twitter is weird for her.
Oh, yeah, we need her to come on board because she needs to be on board to talk shit about Scream 7 with me.
You're
Yes.
not the only one. I don't think you're even going to be the most
Oh,
hardcore.
yeah.
No, I can't talk about 7 or 6.
Why is it not Sunday?
No, it was really warm at the beginning of this week up here in Jersey, like really warm, like 85 degrees warm. And now today it decided that the high 20s was a good idea for a while again. So it was like the ultimate blue ball weather, right? It's like, oh, no, you're going to have a good time. Nope, you're not. So I'm hoping that in 3 weeks or so we can really get past this gestation period and we can just give birth to the new season.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm experiencing exactly the same. Like one day it's really hot, and the next day it's freezing your nuts off type of thing. And we had storms and all that shit over the last couple of days. It usually turns around over here around Easter and get some nice weather in, and hopefully that happens this year.
Wait, well, what is nice UK weather exactly?
So
imagine
usually
rain.
Overcast.
it's almost always raining in Wales. We're quite famous for that. But a nice day, I suppose, would just be like a spring day. I don't like it too hot myself anyway. So nice like May, early June, something like that.
Hello, thank you, Dan.
There we go.
Somebody pays attention to the chat.
I have other things to do.
Like pet the cat. I know it's important. I'm not saying it's not.
You don't pet this cat, you're going to pay for the price.
That cat is a war veteran.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, she wasn't alive during the war, but
That's right, Lauren. Rub that pussy.
whoa.
Getting spite already.
I thought all the vagina talk was going to come from me.
Wuthering Heights was last month.
Oh, yeah. Who else saw Wuthering Heights aside from me at this point?
I saw it.
And?
It's kind of like porn without the cum shot. I mean,
it's Whimpering Heights, literally.
pretty much, yeah.
Pretty
A
much.
lot of
I'm going to
BDSM.
stick with the Kate Bush song and say I'm done.
There you go.
I mean,
The Bride
Yes,
had some
indeed.
spiciness too. I'm sure that'll come up here in a bit.
Well,
Bride
tell you
was
what. Oh, sorry.
awful.
Go ahead.
No, the bride was just trash, dude. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, let's start with new releases. So, yeah, let's start with The Bride. So, Sam, why is Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride total trash?
I don't even know really where it's like, where do I fucking begin? You know, this is one of those movies where it's like, okay, so we saw that on our anniversary this year, and you know,
Pussy.
which was also International Women's Day. I share my anniversary with that for some reason. And you know, having just had surgery a couple weeks ago, I had been recently stitched back together. You would think this would be kind of up my alley. And Lauren, have you seen it?
no.
Has anybody else seen it?
I've seen it.
No.
Okay. Can I spoil things because it's
There's no spoiling The Bride. You go for it. No, none of us are ever going to see it.
Okay. Mary Shelley possesses the protagonist. Like, that's a thing that happens.
So I don't think that's the most. I've heard that already. That's been spoiled.
That's
Let
in
me
the first
interject.
few minutes. So
And I want your review, but I want to that doesn't actually bother me, because in the original film, the original Bride of Frankenstein, one of the key concepts is that opening scene, which is the meeting between Shelley and Byron and
yes,
and Shelley. So the concept is it's her telling of Bride of Frankenstein is made up on the spot, and she's expressing the relationship between the three of them. That's what the whole movie is. That's why Elsa Lanchester plays both the bride and Mary Shelley.
Yes.
And if you look at the key, there's this key moment in the beginning, whereas they're flanking her on either side and she's sitting on a chaise. They recreate that exact moment with the monster, Dr. Pretorius, and the bride in the center at the very end of the film to kind of nail home the point of what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not horribly angry about the idea of making it a possession thing. It's kind of going about the idea in just a dumber way, but it's still the same idea.
Yeah, I don't understand what exactly we were doing in addition to it's Frankenstein and Bonnie and Clyde. Why? Good call. I have a Diet Cherry Coke over here and coffee.
Have you had the Canada Draw strawberry fruit splash?
Mm-mm.
It's
cranberry ones.
it's good.
No, it's strawberry. It's really good.
Okay. So,
Didn't
I
you
think-
think they could have cut out the detectives? Like the mob was already chasing them. Like their characters were pointless.
I think this was a weird attempt at like Tumblr feminism, which is the year 2026, folks. That ship has sailed. But kind of my issue with this was you've got Frankenstein who's been alive for over 100 years at this point, and he's had to learn how to live as a monster and live in solitude, right? But you've also had 100 years to read all of the things and learn all of the things. And I feel like there would be that would be an excellent attempt for them to sort of like have some sort of meeting of the minds and maybe slowly start to like learn from each other, right? And maybe then you could, if you're trying to do some sort of love story, I can see where that would spring forth, right? But instead, we're getting something with this whole weird mafia subplot, which also, if you're gonna call your gangster mall Ida, you can't have her constantly be referring to a mob boss named Vito Lupino, because I'm just gonna be thinking about Ida Lupino the whole time. So
I think that was intentional.
There were a lot of call outs to 30s cinema in that movie, but that's cool.
Did she mention Dorothy Arzner?
I don't believe so.
No, she was another women director at that time, because back in the 30s and 40s, women directors were scarce.
Rare.
Hmm.
Very rare. Yeah.
But it's just we've got the whole mafia subplot going on, and why? I didn't really get any sort of feel for Ida as a person, because she gets possessed by Mary Shelley like at the beginning, and then she's dead right at the beginning, and then she gets brought back, and then she's reanimated for the majority of the movie. So this whole time, like, she really doesn't even have any agency of her own, because when she's reanimated, she becomes the bride, and then she starts being interpreted as many things through the eyes of different people. And I understand that is also a core part of the film. And I'm not like, I understand what Maggie Gyllenhaal's going for at that point. But at the end, she accepts being the bride, even though she's been trying to figure out her name this whole time. And then she finds out her name, but a man gave it to her. So I guess we can't fucking have that. Who the fuck knows? So she just accepts the mantle of the bride. And it's like, wait, you've been trying to find your identity the whole film, and then you decide, no, it's okay, I'll just go back to being a concept. Can I just have a story about a person and their individual struggles for once? Because it's like, this is the problem with so many of these movies, that they want to say something about women and they have to make it they have to go all out, and they have to make it about that this is going to apply across the board to all women everywhere all the time. And then there's no coherent storyline whatsoever. And also, I have to, I'm sorry, but Jessie Buckley's channeling of Mary Shelley is just a Toni Storm impression. Oh, I'm right, Dan.
Yeah, no, I've heard that from actually Ben Grimm. I don't know if he's in the chat yet, but he said the exact same thing when he got out of the theater. Jessie Buckley is a fantastic actress. She's gonna probably win the Oscar on Sunday.
For Hamnet, is that what it is?
Yeah, most likely, I'd say for sure. This performance, I don't know. This performance was kind of intentional, I guess. Maybe it was the direction, but I don't know. This movie just didn't make me feel anything. And when you're connected to The Bride of Frankenstein, one of the greatest horror movies ever made, that bar is so high, and this just, other than a few moments where it kind of comes to life, it's just not very good. I was disappointed. I went in with an open mind, and unfortunately, it just didn't deliver. I think every male character in it's either an idiot or a predator or both. I mean, it's not the greatest writing in the world. And I love Maggie Gyllenhaal. I mean, I really love Secretary's fantastic.
Secretary.
She's a great actress. I don't know. Somebody in the chat had mentioned maybe it's just the higher budget was an issue for her. I don't know. But yeah, this one was disappointing. I think for a very small group of people, it will be a cult classic possibly at some point. But yeah, it is actually almost as bad as people were saying it is. Hey, Dirk.
Yeah.
Is it better or worse than the 85 version with Sting and Jennifer Beals?
I didn't see that one.
I think it's worse for sure, because I think that has some moments.
No, that film's a disaster too.
It's not good, but it has a little more direction.
As fuck.
So does it end with like a musical number? I was reading.
There are musical numbers. I don't really remember much of the end, because do you, Dan? Do you remember how exactly it ended? Because it ends in a drive-in, but I don't think there's a musical number at the very it's.
Oh, right.
It's like there's a musical number on screen also.
It's pretty much in the club, which we haven't talked about that. I mean, definitely no clubs like this in the 30s that I'm aware of, but that's cool. I mean, stylistic choice, but it was where they were I won't give the full thing away, but putting the makeup on the character.
Yeah.
What film are you talking about?
The Bride.
The Bride.
You will not like it, Dirk.
I really like Jessie Buckley. I don't like the character. I thought she was I like her. Like, I would love to see her in other things. And I'm glad that Mag Gyllenhaal, directed this movie and made the movie. We have this different interpretation, and I want her to continue making movies. But damn, can I stop again, this is one of those things. Sam's going to get up on the soapbox and being like, I don't want to be a concept. Let me just be a person. But, that's the way it is. It's just, that was annoying. And I did read a New York Times article or interview with her where she talks about having gotten into tarot, and somebody pulls cards for her, and they pulled the Empress. And then I was like, oh, that explains everything about what went wrong with this movie, because I don't have any other idea about what was going on in that tarot spread. Nothing about the question being asked, nothing about the surrounding cards, nothing about the spread. And you have to take all those things into account. It has to be looked at holistically. The same thing with other things like astrology. I mean, everybody's familiar with the newspaper horoscopes, but there are so many other facets than just your sun sign. You've got your rising, your moon, all these other things. But this is, and I feel like that's what happened here. It's just like having this just going by this archetypal idea. But why?
Yeah.
Can I just have a story? Just a story. And I like Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Bill was
Frank.
good.
Mhm.
Bale is a great concept for a modern actor to play the monster. No question about it. So I just feel like Hollywood does not quite understand that the Universal Monsters existed in a time and place, and they perfectly represented that moment. If you were to try to do them today and keep anything from the originals, it's going to fail because it's not of this time. It's not going to connect with people on the same level. Now, listen, I was born in 73. I didn't see any of these films contemporarily at all. But there was a different sensibility at the time I encountered them, whereas old black and white monster movies on UHF's channel in the middle of the day built the kid. That doesn't exist anymore. So today, revisiting these characters is doomed to failure. This year we got Frankenstein from Del Toro, and it worked beautifully because the mindset that guides that is thoroughly modern. It is not a reflection of the past. It uses the novel through a prism of modern sensibilities, and it works. Setting this film in the 30s is the first problem. When I saw the trailer, I went, "Oh, so they're doing a bunch of rockabilly album art as a movie." That was my impression. And setting it in the 30s, frankly, if they wanted to do that, they should have set it in the 50s and gone full greaser rock.
That would have been fun.
It would have been truer to the aesthetic that they wanted to go for.
So is it like a musical? I mean, that's the vibes I got for it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
just
what
seeing
I
the
was looking
trailer.
at.
There's a couple musical numbers. I wouldn't call it a musical though.
No.
Okay. I thought that Lady Gaga was the set designer or something. I didn't know it was going.
Looks a little bit more like that, and yeah. The club scenes, like I said, are just very all right. Timeline be damned here, I guess.
Okay.
I can roll with that, but like I said, the characters just weren't very
Have
interesting.
any of you seen Twin Peaks: The Return?
I've
The
only
Return?
watched
No,
the
I
first
don't
two
think so.
seasons.
I have it, but I haven't watched it.
So
To be honest.
Lynch is playing with the concept of television, which is what Twin Peaks is actually, and the movie Fire Walk with Me is playing with the concept of film. And there's a point in every episode, for a long time anyway, has a musical performance at the end of it, like it's a variety show. That's what it smuggles that in, but he lets you know that you're not watching anything authentic in a very clever way. One episode ends with a performance by Nine Inch Nails, but the announcer announces it as, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Nine Inch Nails." And it's very intentional to just be off enough that he's telling you that it's wrong, and he's aware it's wrong, and he's telling it wrong for a reason, which is the whole show, right? I feel like with some music that's anachronistic inside of something like this, that could work if they let you know how you're supposed to digest. And I didn't see the movie. Maybe they did. But if they're doing it for kind of a Baz Luhrmann effect, that ain't going to fucking work. It's the wrong property for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people was excited for it.
Not me.
I always go.
I was on the fence. I was just like, could, it's 50-50 dice roll, So
Yeah.
But I've been through the shit before. The Sting and Beale film, the Frankenstein Created Women from Hammer, which is not a great Hammer film. Every incarnation of this character really before, except for the original, does not work because no one understands it. No one tries to dig in and do the right thing by it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, did it do opening weekend? Did it do well?
Yeah,
At
no.
the box office? Probably not.
It's
I was
losing
wondering
a lot of money.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Well,
$90 million budget, and
Oh, wow.
don't think they're going to get back even a small percentage.
Wow.
of it.
No.
90 million.
Well, here's an appropriate segue question. So the real inquiry here is The Bride better or worse than Scream 7?
I'm gonna say better, and I didn't see Scream 7 because fuck it.
Right. I haven't seen it.
Wait long
Good
enough,
answer.
someone's gonna
Good
upload a
answer.
screen rip to Twitter.
Well,
One of-
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Scream 7, I think, has the dumbest reveal of any of the movies.
Really?
That's
yeah.
going some then.
It's saying some shit now.
I mean, one of them is obvious the second the person comes on screen. The other, I was like, seems so fucking obvious that it can't be, because that they're just, yeah, it's like obvious because of who the actor is. Sure enough, like no, it's just
Right.
no red herring. That's just what it is. I mean, there's some solid moments of entertainment leading up to the reveal, I suppose. They're all in the trailer, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of just beating a dead horse at this point, and I don't think they really have any new characters that are interesting enough to carry it. So I think Neve Campbell's just going to be, they're going to just keep bringing her back until
So it's not dead. It's very much alive, then, is what you're saying.
Well, that made a lot of money. So what'll happen, the next one will probably not do as well. Then they'll pay Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega a shit ton of money. They'll back the dump truck up, and they'll be back. People say no.
How about that second weekend drop off though, huh?
Yeah, but it's still profitable enough.
Oh, it's hugely profitable, but it's going to change how it's promoted in the future.
Yeah.
Sadly,
this time it was promoted like really big, right? I mean, because like a lot of people that don't watch horror that I know were all excited. It was, you know, quite a bit younger than me, but I was like, they were real excited to see this shit, and I was like, no, oh no, hell no.
Well, I did see it, and look, speaking as somebody who saw the original Scream twice in December of '96 and had a blast with it, I was bored to the point where I fell asleep before the big reveal. And when I woke up, I realized who the reveal was. I didn't care, and I pretty much went back to sleep.
Better choice.
Yes. Look, I rewatched all the Scream films.
I'm sorry.
Yes. I recently rewatched them, and I think the sequels, for the most part, I think 2, 3, and 4 are fun. For the most part.
3, man. Great. Holy shit.
They're not great.
Right?
But they're fun. They're fun. I especially love Scream 4, which is, of course, Wes Craven's last movie, R.I.P. But this new one is the worst of the lot. It is the nadir of the franchise. Aside from the opening sequence, I mean, it was just a painful, slow descent into boredom. And I didn't care about any of the new characters. None of the kills worked for me. Zero meta commentary, which was the biggest thing for me. I mean, the only thing that Kevin Williamson threw in there was that, these are the reasons why Neve Campbell wasn't in Scream 6. Like, okay, you couldn't have put in some comment on seventh films and horror franchises. We could have had a commentary on the New Blood and Wes Craven's New Nightmare and Leprechaun in Space. Like
Leprechaun Space was 4, I think.
Oh, that was the 4th one? Oh, okay.
That was
Leprechaun Reborn was the 7th one, maybe.
Not sure.
Or I know there's a 7th Hellraiser. I know there's a 7th Amityville Horror. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I was hoping for some.
Can you name them?
I was hoping for some 7 parts jokes, and he actually dropped Wuthering Heights. I don't think it was because of the new movie that came out, but Scream 7 sucked. Okay, it outright sucked. And, you know, I hated Scream 5, but only because of the fact that there was a somebody in there who won an Oscar recently, and retroactively watching it, I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand watching her. Yeah.
Flail around.
Good old 5 cream.
And she still came back, which is ridiculous. She was toast.
What?
Everybody's knife proof now. The twins just can be stabbed in the chest and throat.
I know. They're
And
indestructible.
I don't know. I guess there's still enough juice in it for some people, and I'm happy for them. I'm glad it made money because things need to make money right now, but it's not the only slasher out. There is one called Dolly, and while it's nothing,
Yeah, that looks good.
yeah, it's nothing like brand new. It doesn't reinvent the slasher genre, but I thought it was a whole lot more fun than Scream 7. And Max the Impaler is the killer. We make that match happen with Kruger one day. That was really cool. And Stifler, Sean William Scott is in it, and Ethan.
Really?
Yeah.
What does old man like Stifler look like?
Stifler's dating the lead that Dolly's trying to turn into a human baby. So he's bringing her out to the woods to propose, and naturally that doesn't go too well. And Ethan Suplee, so I don't know. You have other options. It's not just Scream 7.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
I'm hearing a lot of it because I watch go on a lot of these channels and they champion Scream, Halloween, and I don't do it because I like their channels. I just now and again want to see what they got to say.
You just want to be pissed off at them.
Well, yeah, there's that as well. Yeah, but it's like some of them are champion Scream 7, believe it or not. So it's crazy. I take your word for it though that it's bad because I sat through 5 and 6 and this week and that was horrendous. And why are they all got to be 2 hours long as well? Slasher films like 90 minutes at best.
Yeah,
you can only do so much with the knife. You know, you can't really do elaborate kills in different ways either. So there's that. I know we're going to be covering the Scream films in a bit, but yeah.
But they it's actually funny because Nev Campbell and I believe Kevin Williamson had said, like, we're going to dial back the gore because, you know, that's not really what Wes Craven intended. But then you see this movie, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. There's the kill where he gets slammed on that beer tap and it just goes through his face. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought this was going to be more restrained, and we've got Terrifier kills in here. But
that's why Terrifier making that money.
They saw the final cut, and I guess they were like, yeah, we better put in some gore.
You got to have a set piece. I mean, because I remember 6 had that fucking crazy scene with the girl on the ladder, like trying to crawl across.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a fun kill, but I like 6 because it's kind of trashy. And I appreciate the fact they went with, like, you know, honestly, when you go to 3 killers, you just have to keep adding one every time. You can't go back down.
Yeah.
Yep. Last but not least, did anybody get a chance to see Luc Besson's Dracula?
I did. I saw that like 6 months ago. But yeah.
And your brief assessment?
Go as long as you're not at this point. I don't know what specific expectations of Dracula would be. You know, this is a very much more romantic, heroic Dracula. So if you can accept that, I thought Caleb Landry Jones is a great actor. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It's not among my favorite Dracula films, but Luc Besson, you know, it looks amazing. I enjoyed it.
All right.
I wonder if like with Dracula, you know, it's easier to redo Dracula, right? Than any Frankenstein story, right?
Dracula is something that, yeah, I mean, it's a little easier to insert him into something a little different.
I'm just saying vampires seem to, you know, throughout, I mean, it just never plays out, it seems like. I mean, there's a lot of horrible films, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, as far as people going to the theater, I don't know, throughout the years.
Bringing Frankenstein's monster into modern times has not worked as often. You know, there's something like I, Frankenstein, where it's like, it's Aaron Eckhart, you got a scar on your face. Wah. Like, I think I'd be very happy to look like Aaron Eckhart and have a little scar on my face. Dean Koontz, of course, had the failed pilot for for his stories that was in the modern times. Yeah, I don't know. It's just harder to make that work with Frankenstein's monster.
I think the problem is future versus past. So Dracula is very much a reflection of fears of the feudal age returning. It's the barbaric, what we consider the barbaric ways, the caste systems of old Europe being imposed on new Europe, right? So those fears are always going to be with us because the past is always going to seem worse than the future.
Yeah.
Frankenstein is the reverse. Frankenstein, at least in a film sense, because in the novel, it's not technology but eldritch magic that actually creates the monster. Although it's definitely coded as to be like a representation of technology, but
Science.
but Mary Shelley didn't really have that toolbox to work with yet. She was forethinking enough that it's there, but so the problem is the fear of the future is very tough for the age of that we're living in, because you have kids that are eagerly embracing internet, cell phones, AI, whatever comes next. They're not afraid of the future. They're not afraid of the Frankenstein monster because they kind of like they have their arms wide open for him. So you'd have to find a way to really convincingly attack the entire modern age and suggest that the future is going to be even worse. And that ultimately comes down to tear those cell phones out of those 13-year-olds' hands.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to make Frankenstein scary again.
I would love to go to a theater where they take everyone's cell phone. You know, you have lockers. You have lockers, paid lockers that you put them in there.
Dirk,
You sit your ass down.
Dirk, I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
It's called 1 p.m., the first show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You will be the only one in the theater, except for one drunk guy in the back, and he doesn't have a cell phone.
Yeah, it happens once in a while. I've noticed it's been a little bit better lately.
That's better than the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, no, the laser pointer era. Yeah, like that
Worst
was
period for film ever.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I get very angry and I'll usually say something awful loud enough for them to hear it, but I'll take that over the laser pointers.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing about, I know we're not really even talking about it, but Frankenstein, like, if you want to talk about modern quote unquote Frankenstein films that tried to do something that actually I thought worked, 1991's Body Parts is basically a surprise Frankenstein movie. And I think it works. I think that works because people are still kind of freaked out by surgery. And
I thought you were
that
about to say
guy,
Frankenstein Unbound.
Yeah, I can't remember that guy, that lead guy, but for him being a lead, I don't know.
Oh, Jeff Fahey.
In Lawnmower Man, it kind of, I don't know. It was around that same time, right? Lawnmower Man and
it gave the Frankenstein monster kind of that reach, though. Like, we're still a little queasy about the idea of transplanting body parts from one person to another. So I think that's all there. You could do it today with, like, now they're 3D printing body parts to put in people. I think there is a way to do it. So Frankenstein films can work in the future. But you got to be careful, or you got to be Del Toro. That's the key.
It got a lot of shit for being 3.5 hours? That Del Toro?
Yeah.
Was it that? Okay.
It's up there.
That was
it's long, but I mean, I wasn't bored.
No, I didn't feel it at all. I mean, Del Toro, he was never going to fuck up Frankenstein. Like, that's just as close to a sure thing as you're going to get is Del Toro tackling the classic monsters. And yeah. Some nice name drops in the chat. Frankenhooker, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But Birth Rebirth, that is one. It's been mentioned in the chat. Birth Rebirth is a great modern take on that concept.
How many years ago was that? Was that 2022?
Birth Rebirth was 2023, maybe something like that. It's been in the last few years. Yeah.
I would. Shit, I don't think I've read this one. Did Lorne write a book about deep sea crab fishing or something? Also, it's pretty damn hard to use my region-free PTO when I keep glitching through his back catalog. Well, of fucking course it's mummies. What was I even thinking?
We got mummies.
Why
Buy
not?
the fucking book finally, people.
Eternal Unrest. Get your copy right now.
We're getting that new mummy in a couple months.
Are we?
So, yeah,
Are
Lee
we? Is
Cronin.
that a mummy movie? If you just seen that trailer and so, without the title card and someone said, hey, what's the title of this movie? Would anyone have come up with The Mummy?
Yeah, that is Lee Cronin's The Mummy. That is a little questionable. I didn't think it looked like a bad movie from the trailer, but
No. Doesn't look like a mummy movie at all.
no. Well, you gotta wait. You gotta wait until Brendan Fraser comes back, of course.
Oh no, I don't. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
the fork right here.
That'll be
This
next
is going
year.
in the toaster rather than watch the mummy movie.
I just
And don't
wanted
forget-
to see
oh.
the whale version of Brendan Fraser.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, gotta have that version.
And don't forget that next week is Ready or Not 2, the sequel to the 2018 hit, which I know I'm looking forward to.
As a
But what's our
Which
next
I
segment?
Blind bought today, actually, funny enough. Ready or not.
Ready or
I've
Not.
never seen it.
Sweet.
It's so good.
Oh, you never seen it? Huh.
No, Lorne's been on about it a while, so I thought, and it come up really cheap, so I thought I'd get it.
That's an example right there of a film that has a strong female central character. They don't superhumanize her, and they don't underwrite the other characters to elevate her.
And a pretty batshit crazy ending.
Oh, the ending fucking rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna love it, Darren.
Hmm.
Nice.
Pulls the rug out.
Oh yeah.
Since we've already dipped in the pool, I guess we might as well cover the entire, all four corners of it. So, the Scream series. Is anybody else as varied and mixed as I am, or
I
No.
liked him quite a bit. I still like the first one. The second
Yes.
one was the first Scream movie I saw, and I was very attached to it. I was very attached to the soundtrack. I like those first two movies an awful lot, even though the second one is the first one all over again. Basically, it's the Ghostbusters 2. I know, but three wasn't it for me. 3 was just that was not what I was showing up for the Scream movies for. I loved part 4. Part 4 was fun as hell and wasn't what I was expecting. 5, I think people forgot that 5 is just basically 4. Like, we already did 5, guys. We did it better, like back in 2011. And I will never understand why people like 5, because that is flatter than 4.
I mean, 5 is to be honest, is the one. It's the only one where I figured out the killers in the first 30 minutes.
Damn. Good job, man.
Yeah, but unlike 7, at least 5 has the meta commentary.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, though, I figured out one of the killers because typecasting. You know, the chick was in Once Upon a Time.
Oh,
So I was like, she's got to be a fucking killer.
Oh,
Superhuman when you put the ghost face mask on, though.
oh
Apparently.
my god, I know she can lift Dewey up. Yeah.
6 foot
Like,
2,
that's
right?
impressive. I can't even do that, man.
I just want to just completely lean into that. You turn into Ghostface, you're just Brock Lesnar, Suplex City.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Like, the costume is going to have some kind of magic power or some shit. I'm waiting for that shit to come out, you know, into one of these. But not really. I don't give a fuck. I'll never watch none of these fucking movies again. Like, I went back to the first one. Okay,
Yeah.
I went back to the first one, and it's been a little while, and I'm watching it, And I'm like, fuck, man, it was not working for me anymore. It don't work for me anymore.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
It didn't work for me.
Charm's
Back then.
gone. You know, I don't know.
Ugh.
Maybe it's just all the other abuse that I went through the other films.
All the other abuse.
Abuse.
Probably the time it came out as well, because 96 there was nothing really going on, and then it come out and everyone just all you could hear is people talking about Scream. And I will give it credit, that first 20 minutes for Drew Barrymore I think is superb.
Oh, yeah.
I even like part 2. Like part 2 is actually my favorite, but then 3 is like meh. 4 I hated with a passion. And like I said, I went back to 5 and 6 this week, and they're like glorified like fan films at best, I think. And they bring these like legacy characters back just for a paycheck, and for the people watching, they can be like, "Oh, Courtney Cox is back," or David Arquette. Do you know what I mean? And there's just nothing in them. I'm kind of getting like Dirk is now, and I don't really want to bother again.
And I'm arguing with arguing with people about this. They claim this is the best horror franchise, and it's the most realistic, franchise in horror, and it's the scariest. The scariest. I was like, wait a minute, was any of these fucking movies scary?
I mean, I don't quite get that. I mean, I like you said, 96. It was probably a lot of people's first horror movie. At that time, maybe their first horror movie in theaters. Courtney Cox is on Friends. That's a cultural phenomenon. Yep. I mean, I understand why it blew up. I don't think the original Scream is a bad movie. When I do go back to watch it, kind of like, man, I just don't get the fuss, but okay, it has its moments. I understand there's worse things, that has happened.
Do you think it's nostalgia for all these people, all these channels on YouTube?
Yeah,
all they do is cover these films.
I want to talk about the web aspect of the fandom in this film.
Okay,
in a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a far more interesting subject to me.
There were people leaving Twitter over the most people just like threats over Scream 7. Like actual threats over Scream 7. Insane.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like when in 96, when I saw Scream in its initial release, not the re-release, which was where it made its money. Everyone forgets it. I, like everyone else, was just happy to see a horror film on the big screen after what had been years of Dean Koontz's Phantoms trying to sustain
bunch of shit.
Candyman 2. And there would be like 8 months where there was like one major horror release. So yeah, Scream comes out, it's everywhere. It looks like a slasher film, but also looks like a WB show. It kind of I like the Nick Cave song a lot, but I kind of liked it before I saw the film. So whatever.
Yeah.
But my initial thought when I walked out of the theater, and I think I actually turned to my friend who I saw the film with at the time, I think it turned and said, so they watched Halloween, Black Christmas, and A Stranger's Watching, and just ripped them all the fuck off?
Yeah.
That's
One
it.
Black Lace, holy shit.
Sure, but
yeah, I had a lot of hostility towards it when it came out, and I'll admit, like, that was just unfair. I just wanted other things. I appreciated the movie a little bit later, but yeah, like, I'm good. I don't think I'm ever gonna have the desire to watch it again. And believe it or not, there might be in our wrestling promotion, we might be doing a Scream thing. So I don't know. It might just be something that's just destined to haunt me forever. But I'm good. Like, the first one's fine. Second one, I barely remember. And I just remember Parker Posey in 3. I love Parker Posey, but there's just not a whole lot there. I can't imagine. If it's your favorite franchise, I feel like you haven't probably seen a lot of horror movies.
Right.
I would think.
I think that's the thing. It's
I think
the casual horror fan.
I think it very nicely points out the problem with franchises too, right?
Hmm.
Like we were forgiving of franchises to those 70s and 80s series, right? Because the decade was what it was. It was bright and shiny and kind of vapid. Today, when we walk to a movie, we are looking for a little bit more. We really are. We're not getting more, but we look for a little bit more. And if you were to release a lot of those films we loved so much in the 80s today, I don't think they'd really work without, because the time period they're released in is just not right. But the Scream films, they've become so insular, like they can't change or else the audience flips the fuck out. So it's just going to be what it is, which used to be okay. But it's not with this thing. I've not liked any of the sequels, like at all. When I saw 5, I decided to give up. I like Radio Silence a lot. We just talked about Ready or Not. I love that fucking movie. That's why I was excited to see, are these guys going to come in and save this thing? Take something I didn't like and respect and do something cool with it. You can go back in history on YouTube and see my take on it contemporarily. And no, it was just a fucking another bad Scream movie.
I was listening to an interview with those guys talking about, well, what we're going to do with Scream. And they were talking about Scream 5. They were like, well, what are we going to do with this film? And they were like, well, we just look back at seeing what Wes Craven did. And it's like, I don't think you did that. Like, I don't think you captured that. To me.
Oh, I think you did. I don't think 5. I mean, you guys are saying you think 5 is worse than the ones that came before it. To me, it was right in line. The third film is probably the most insulting to me.
It's like Scooby-Doo all the way.
But I'm done. But I mean, 5 was just the final, like, okay, it's never going to be anything different than this. I don't like it. I'm not going to just show up because I'm a horror fan and I'm expected to see these films. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I think Darren actually brought something up that was really interesting, is like part 5 and 6 being like fan films almost. And it's like, that's a good call out, because I never realized how fan fiction-y 5 is. It's like, yeah, you have all the legacy characters, and here are a couple of like self-insert characters from your own, like your little Mary Sue characters. And I was like, oh shit. No wonder I fucking hate that movie.
And this is going to get a little bit into the fan side of it. I think there's this rat race to be the biggest fan of this series, just like there is in Halloween, just like there is to a much lesser extent in Friday the 13th. And it makes people say really, really crazy shit. If they think it buys them like fanboy points, and they get a little bit higher on the decoder ring.
Well, yeah.
It's just frustrating because anyone who's going to seriously say one of the later Scream films is a great film, the best horror film of the year, they're like Dan says, they're just not watching very much.
Popcorn high.
It's not even the best horror film of the month it came out, probably the week it came out. So it's like, I get frustrated because people are honestly fighting for elements of this franchise that have nothing whatsoever horrific about them. Before this movie came out, I'd be, I want this character back. I want that character back. Oh, they better not kill this person. This is not how we talk about horror movies.
Yeah. It sounds like fucking soap opera or fucking 90210 or some shit, right?
I don't remember when Jaws the Revenge was coming out, people going, oh, I sure hope Mrs. Brody doesn't get eaten.
Yeah.
No, the film is about whether she gets eaten, right? Yeah. Can we just have, like, why do people say, oh, well, they better not kill my favorite legacy character? Fuck Courtney Cox. Really? Why
it's like,
if 18 killers or whatever there is in the franchise at this point can't kill her, there's no drama here. There is no surprise. Right. What are you watching it for? I'll always say this. So the third film ended with a marriage proposal. Horror films do not end with marriage proposals for a reason. It's not a dark emotion. It's not. I mean, maybe you could pull it off on something like The Stepfather, where like the whole concept is we're like married around.
Right.
But No,
the darkness is coming back. You know,
you're making a horror franchise because you think people love your character so much that they're going to get weepy because two of them are getting married. You're not in the right genre.
They were being meta because of the WCW wrestling champion of the world asking Courtney Cox to marry him. Okay, they were trying to be meta about that.
Reminding me about that. Damn.
What's the whole thing with these fans as well? They the trailer comes out well in advance, and they're analyzing every single thing about the trailer, behind the scenes pictures. They want it's just insane to me. Like I just find it completely insane.
It's like crackhead.
Do you think it's for clicks at this point? Because a lot of these channels, it's working. They're getting clicks by the Halloween and Scream films, covering them 24/7. But I don't know. Do they generally like these films? I'm with you guys. I think most of you guys. I'm thinking maybe.
I kind of struggle to talk about any singular Scream movie for an hour. So I don't know how, I mean, hey, more power. If you love it that much, more power to you. But there's just not that much there to really talk about.
Not a lot there.
I mean,
Don't you want to rate the knives, Dan, and rate the masks and and all that shit?
Oh, it's great.
The dresses, I mean, cloaks or whatever they're.
I do want to make David Arquette versus Kruger happen in our wrestling promotion, and that is not impossible.
To see that, yeah,
that is not impossible, and I will work the Scream hate into the story somehow. I promise.
We've not had any Scream fans in the chat yet, sticking up for their films, but
yeah. I have a solution.
Piz did, sorry.
Well, I have a solution to this whole thing about who's the bigger Scream, who's the biggest Scream fan, right? Like, who's the legitimate fan? We just do like Hunger Games style, get all the top Scream influencers. I'm sure Mr. Beast would be totally down to fund that, and I'm definitely sure he's listening because he watches every month. But I mean, just do Hunger Games style.
And by the way,
Lorne is Googling Mr. Beast as we speak.
Lorne was right. The scariest movie that came out the same week as Scream was actually Evita with Madonna and Antonio Banderas.
Definitely.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
Final Boy mentions a Rob Zombie Scream movie, and I want that just so Sherry can play triplets and they're all the Ghostface reveal.
Oh my god, I'm actually on board with that.
Yeah, actually, not kidding. I wouldn't. Fine, go for it. That Scream 11, we might as well get Rob's take on it.
Well, I mean, got to bring that horse back somehow. Ghostface riding a horse.
They just figure it out in 5 minutes. The Ghostface just keeps dropping the C-bomb, and it's just like, it's you, Sherry. We know. We know it's you.
I don't know. It's just prank phone calls. The
voice box in 3. How about that? The voice box in 3, you could imitate anybody's voice, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know.
VR wasn't out yet. Not like that.
I'm telling you how it's going to go. The next one, it won't do as well. They're going to back the money truck up. Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega will be back. All the political drama be damned. That's what they're going to do.
I don't know. Randy.
Huh?
I miss Randy ever since the second one when he got killed by Ghostface after saying that Showgirls was his favorite scary movie.
Did we ever kill off Heather Matarazzo yet? She could come back.
No.
But I mean, I guess. Wait. Okay, I was gonna say, how are the twins indestructible? But Randy is. Never mind.
I don't know. I just I really think that Scream does more damage to the horror genre than it's worth. I think it's done that for a long time. I think it plays to this idea that the killer with the knife thing can be just, if you put just that on screen with pretty people, that's all you need to do, and the horror fans will show up. And it seems to work. I mean, it had a horrible second weekend, had a great first weekend. We're gonna get more. you know. And I think
Yeah.
Dan's right. Eventually, this cycle of them will cool down, but there will be another round of it because this is too powerful of an IP to a certain part of the audience out there. But if you're a YouTuber that has made more than 3 videos about Scream 7, just be aware, like, you're kind of making a fool of yourself.
I mean,
I'm just going to say it. I mean, I look at those thumbnails and I see who's putting up more and more and more content, and I think they look foolish. And if for all they're wanting to seem like the real horror fans, you seem less and less like a real horror fan every day because you're fixated on one damn series franchise or maybe 6 damn franchises. But I've never seen you cover the real independent stuff. I've never seen you cover foreign horror. I've never seen you cover anything older, or I've never seen you go back and say, hey, here's a thing from my childhood that I found that I used to watch all the time when it was on cable. You don't do any of that because you're fixated on these 6 titles. It's disgusting, and you make yourself into a joke. That's how I see it.
It's all the mainstream titles as well, isn't it? That's all it is. I get so frustrated as well watching them.
Wrong motivation too, I believe, right? To do it.
Yeah.
I'll close the Scream discussion on a somewhat positive note. Look, when Scream 8 comes out, hopefully it'll do better critically. Hopefully it will. The horror community will accept it a little bit more. Look, I have no problem going back and watching these films again. I probably will at some point. I'll probably even watch Scream 7 to catch what I missed when I was in the theater. I find them fun enough, but you're right. There's not much to talk about because, I mean, a lot of them are just rinse and repeat. We got the Scooby-Doo ending. Yep. I completely understand the criticisms, and I can understand that, this is not everybody's favorite horror franchise but like, I still think the first one is a near masterpiece. I may be alone in that. I still think that Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven broke ground literally with that first one. I mean, I still find it hilarious and a lot of fun. See, that's what I said from the very beginning when the first one came out. It's a scream in the hilarious sense, but also in a frightening sense. And Henry Winkler is the principal. I wish he was my principal. He was awesome.
He's got a new movie coming out randomly.
One.
Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. He's like a small town sheriff, and Henry Winkler's the mayor of a corrupt town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Looks fun.
I mean, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that he just had a bad nosh or didn't get enough sleep or something, right?
You're fucking kidding, right? We've both seen enough Italian Exorcist ripoffs to know damn well that he's demonically possessed.
Do you guys really think Dan's now a vessel of the devil?
Dan, talk to us, dude. Is there someone else inside you right now?
Dan is not here anymore. There is no Dan. I am the million-eyed terror in the darkness, the crawling chaos, the king in yellow, the great god Pan, he who walks behind the rose, the render of veils Daleth, the destroyer of children Lamashu, the prophet Nyarlathotep.
Okay, yes, but what did you have for dinner then? A spoiled banger or two?
The bringer of ill tides, Hades the lord of the underworld. Baphomet the strong, Paimon the speaker, Captain Howdy, Randall Flagg the walking dude.
Jesus, man, you have a body count like Gene Simmons, only more Eldrith.
I am everything and nothing. I am Clue.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Get us light and dark.
Going full. I'm ready to fuck up the MFTs right now. Or the buzzards.
Well, on the 2nd of February, or 2nd of March, excuse me, we lost a director that not a lot of people are probably familiar with, except for possibly only one film, because it's become a cult classic in many circles. And that gentleman's name is Slava Zuckerman. He came to New York City in the early 1980s, immigrated from Russia. And he made a film on very little money called Liquid Sky. Yes.
Yeah.
And just to sum up the plot real quick, Liquid Sky is about a UFO that comes into New York City and settles over a Manhattan penthouse, which is owned by a bisexual punker and her drug-dealing friend. And apparently, while heroin is a drug of choice for many of the users in the film, apparently the UFO discovers that endorphins created in the brain during sex is a hell of a drug.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Just
and
sitting there sucking the endorphins out of their mind while they orgasm, right?
Yes.
Do you guys know what this started its life as? A script called Sweet 16 that was going to star Andy Warhol and Klaus Kinski.
Oh,
That makes a lot of sense.
damn.
Me up for that one.
I just want to say that this is my
the
favorite documentary.
possibilities. Oh, so who wants to start with Liquid Sky?
I mean, I could if you want.
Yeah.
Go for it, Darren.
So this
Go
was
for it.
totally never seen this before, barely heard of it. I knew Paulie Shepherd was in it from Alice Sweet Alice, so kind of, my interest was up a little bit. But reading the synopsis, I kind of was almost expecting like Close Encounters of the Third Kind style film. So to get what we got was like, and it did, I didn't hate this, and it did win me over towards the end because once I realized, what type of film it was and what have you. I think there's an actress in it called Anne Carlisle who plays two roles.
Mhm.
She's outstanding. I thought she was the best thing in the film by far. But you've got all the colors, the vibrant colors. You've got the weird music, the weird visuals. It's definitely not boring. I will say that, and I think it will get better if I give it another go, like a second watch or a third watch even. But no, I enjoyed it for what it is. It's not something I'm going to reach out and want to watch, in the next year or two. But it was okay. I was expecting a lot worse, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing cocaine with Abel Ferreira and just getting into fights. I don't know. It's a
and it's got one of the
distinct
best quotes as well when she says, "You kill me, bitch. That's a joke of all time." And the reason I say that is because I listened to this podcast and that's in the intro, and I could never understand what film it was from.
Huh.
So there's that. When that came on screen, I'm like, the penny drop moment. Like, I love that. I love that quote and the way she says it.
When it starts showing the colors and all that shit, I was thinking Predator vibes. I was like,
Okay, yeah.
Did they get the vibes from this shit? But Gaspar Noé, Enter the Void, came to mind as well. Like, just in certain parts when the aliens, like that, I don't know, man. There's certain things that reminded me of Enter the Void. Man. Yeah, I don't know how to really explain this. It's gonna take another watch, but I'm willing to give it another watch. So that's the thing. It's got a lot of shit going on for sure.
If somebody asks like what's new wave, it's
right.
That here's a good place to start.
The quintessential example of new wave.
I remember like people, like, it wasn't real popular here. I mean, in down south, but I remember people that came. I live close to a military base, so a lot of people was in the new wave that came from other places and shit. I remember all that shit.
It was a big hit, actually. It was the biggest indie hit of that year.
Yeah, 83. Yeah.
And
it was. I'm talking about that whole scene, the new wave scene. I remember people was really into that shit. I never really was, but
granted, VHS tapes were only around for a few years, but it was the #1 video rental of 1983, even eclipsing The Godfather.
Yeah.
That is surprising.
Wow.
Okay.
It pairs well with Repo Man, by the way.
Oh
um,
yeah.
which both use an aliens plot as a kind of blind litmus test for the film, because you can actually remove the alien from both films and call it anything else, and nothing really much has to change.
I thought people were crazy at first. I didn't know what to really think because everybody's doing drugs and there's all this wild shit going on. You're like, the colors, it's like neon glows everywhere. You know,
all the cast and crew were doing drugs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the early 80s, right?
I first encountered this on VHS.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably around 87. It was one of those films that every VHS, every rental store had.
Yes.
Mom and pops, they all had it.
It made the rounds. It's not an obscure movie.
Media Home Entertainment put it out on VHS initially, I think.
Yeah. And I remember I was renting a bunch of stuff at that time that was just weird in general. So it was like I'd rent like Shock Treatment, the sequel to Rocky Horror, which no one knows about, but everyone should be aware of because that's awesome. Phantom of the Paradise had come into my life at that point. I'm going to throw Suspiria in there too, just because color-wise and just as an experience, it's kind of, it bridges between horror and the kind of weird psychedelia. So a lot of stuff like that. Pink Floyd The Wall, the first time I saw that. Things like that.
Yeah, Pink Floyd The Wall, man. Yeah.
The thing that stuck out about Liquid Sky was just how it didn't care whether you liked it as a movie. The movie never makes an overture towards its audience. It puts you in uncomfortable places because the uncomfortable places should exist. It doesn't care if you feel alienated or don't understand where the characters are coming from. The scene on the rooftop with the teacher, is hella uncomfortable. And the movie doesn't care because it realizes it's going to make you feel something, and it would rather do that than be a film that people watch and don't feel anything about. It's as far from Smokey and the Bandit 2 as you can get.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's that what the fuck if you got the casual viewer walking by. What the fuck are you watching?
Exactly, you're gonna feel something.
Yeah,
a contact high.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that there was an undercurrent, especially at that time, which was a much more conservative time socially in our country, that this movie kind of normalized a lot of things that were not normal. In a way that didn't seem to be it didn't seem to necessarily be pro drugs or pro bisexuality but it wasn't against it either. It was just putting on screen and saying, this is the world where this happens. Do with it what you will.
Right. Yeah. No morals, no moral code, right?
Yeah. Really,
that I enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like
that where Sam's name tonight, like the Me and My Rhythm box. So yeah, she's in the damn club. Like that part I think sums up the film perfectly when she's screaming at him. I can't remember, like, I don't care. Aren't you jealous or some shit? Like, oh man.
Paula Shepherd though, two movies, Liquid Sky, and then she's Alice in Alice Sweet. It's Alice Sweet Alice, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, oh, that's it, and then you're just done with movies forever. Okay.
Hard to top that.
I know.
She's so good. I mean, it's so interesting to look at her in a film. I don't know. There's something about her. I can't place it. It's just
yeah, and I like that scene in the club at the beginning because it's very much like, oh, this is just beatniks in the 80s. Loved it. And honestly, I was like, man, I consumed so much media and so much, like, with sexual violence in it leading up to this show, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. But it's not the rapes and the assaults that happen in Liquid Sky. It's just sort of, I like that it's presented without any sort of a lesson there. And you wouldn't think that would be something to, I guess, appreciate, but it's sort of like, here, let me just see these sequence of events and interpret them as I may. You know, like I don't want to be taught a lesson from a rape scene. I don't know. Just I'll probably get on my soapbox again, but I'll refrain.
Well, I got to point out that I'll throw out just one spoiler because there's a very infamous moment because Anne Carlisle, who's sensational, you know, she plays the bisexual punker and also a gay male model, and in a party scene near in the middle of the movie near the end, she basically gives herself oral sex. Goes down on the gay male model. What?
That takes talent. That's not easy to pull.
Yes. So that does take.
Unless you're Marilyn Manson, then you know.
He removed a rib, so he
right. That's what I'm saying.
I had a roommate who could do that.
It's kind of a shame we never really saw Anne Carlisle again after this. I mean, the only other movie I know for sure that she's in off the top of my head, if anybody's seen Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
She's in a bar in that movie where Dundee actually checks her genitalia when somebody says, "Oh, you know that's a guy, right?" And he actually assaults her, and it's like, "Hey, that's a guy." That was Anna Carlisle, and I know that when this Blu-ray came out, that she and Slava Zuckerman were talking about making a sequel where. Without giving away the ending, basically she comes back from some place that she goes to at the end, and how she's changed and how New York has changed. But from what I understand, they were never able to get the funding for it.
I think it was a mixture of that, and I think it was like 2020 was the last news I heard. So I think, COVID, then probably declining health, I would imagine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know that I would want to see it. I'll be honest. I don't think you're. I think it would be destined to be like Salt Lake City Punk 2.
I think in the early to mid 90s, you could have done an industrial rock version of it, and it could have worked.
Maybe.
But there's no corresponding scene today. There is an industrial scene, but it's insular and it doesn't work like that. You needed an emerging music-based culture that would be an analog, and we just don't have that now. I'm not sure how you do it.
Would you guys be open to a remake?
No.
Not now.
No.
Why?
Yeah,
just make your own thing in the vein if you wanted to, but I don't want to remake.
It's a product of its own time,
right?
You know?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a big homage to Bowie. Am I wrong on that? David Bowie,
yeah, he's mentioned a few times. Yeah,
I mean, because it's got the she's looking like David Bowie.
David Bowie, the New York Dolls, David Johansen. It's that whole time period.
It's like a punk vibe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very much a Max's Kansas City, CBGBs, more Max's, but the CBGBs of really. The funny thing is, it's 83. The film was shot in 82, but really, I mean, it's really reflecting like 78.
Okay.
Culturally, even though it's new wave, it's that early stages of punk rock. Everyone's on the street. Kind of in the most extreme versions. The thing is 83, we're talking about Flock of Seagulls and Thompson Twins, and that's not that doesn't have edge. This movie has edge. It has even though the music is new wave, it has a very strong punk rock edge to it, between the drugs and the sexual experimentation and all the characters having a moral flexibility.
Right. Yeah. It's understated big time.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So the AIDS thing didn't come out till way after this film, did it? The actual AIDS virus.
It was lingering, I think, right
around that time. But
it wasn't getting the press yet. I mean, the AIDS hysteria is really I remember being pulled into a health class and having that discussion as it was hitting the news.
Maybe about a year later, but it was not far off.
So I thought it might have been something to do with that, you know, the way these characters die and whether they're making a statement like that, but I don't know.
Well, like somebody was under the influence.
If you want to see a movie, ironically also distributed by Vinegar Syndrome, right at the very beginning of the AIDS epidemic, it might have been the first actual movie even about it. It's called Buddies. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's a drama, one of their earlier things they put out, but yeah.
Just to let everybody know, very important that well, Liquid Sky, I mean, I know for a fact when it came out on VHS, I mean, I think it was Media Home Entertainment that initially put it out, and that was the one that was in all the video stores. But they never put out a DVD. There was never an official DVD release of it. I had a bootleg. And thank goodness for Vinegar Syndrome when they put out the Blu-ray, and you can still get it for $23. However, there's only 514 left in stock. Just to let everybody know, it is region-free, special limited edition slipcover release, newly scanned and restored in 4K from the 35mm original negative, with a commentary track by director Slava Zuckerman, who, like I said, just passed away. We also have a video interview with him and also a video interview with Anne Carlisle, director's introduction, a 50-minute making of documentary called Liquid Sky Revisited, a Q&A from a 2017 Alamo Draft House in Yonkers with Slava Zuckerman, Anne Carlisle, and Clive Smith, who did the music, in attendance. The isolated soundtrack, never before seen outtakes, alternate opening sequence, behind the scenes rehearsal footage, multiple theatrical trailers, and artwork designed by Derek Grabizziak, and reversible cover art. So yeah, only 500 copies left. Go and pick up a copy. It is definitely worth your
it is. Time. It is worth having that on physical media, because that could very easily be lost to time eventually.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know if Arrow or one of the UK companies might put it out afterward. I mean, knowing Vinegar Syndrome, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just do a, do a whole new order of it and put out a 4K if they can. Would be nice. Would be nice.
There's some interesting similar sci-fi that they've tackled that nobody really pays attention to. A lot of Polish films, a lot of Polish sci-fi, and so if you look through their catalog, there's some interesting stuff there.
Gosh, thanks for taking me to the Georgia State Fair, Aunt Peggy. I sure did have an amazing time.
Of course, Danny. You've always been my favorite nephew. What did you like best?
That's a hard one. Let's see. The Tilt-A-Whirl was awesome, and the girls who juggled the traffic cones, and the chocolate chip funnel cake was so yummy.
The traffic cone girls, huh? You always were a bad boy. My little bad boy. Just remember, Dan, and promise me you'll never forget. I'll always take you to the fair and buy you funnel cakes. But remember, you can never tell anyone about that night. Promise?
I promise, Aunt Peggy. I promise.
Damn.
I like how little Dan was born with a deep voice.
Oh, and I kind of look like Heath Ledger from the Joker. Got the lip thing going.
I considered going with younger voice, but I found it funnier.
It is funnier.
Very deep voice.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Well, there's only 2 topics left. I think, should we do the trilogy or the more broad one? What do you think?
The greatest trilogy ever made, you mean?
The greatest trilogy ever made? Possibly. Yeah, if you're on Ether, I think. Okay, so the Basket Case trilogy, directed by Frank Henenlotter, started out in 1982, and we had sequels in 1990 and 1991. First time watch for me, I will say that right now, but Who would like to tackle this one first? What do you think, Dirk?
Oh man, it's Henenlotter. I mean, if you've seen his films, Brain Damage comes to mind as well. Like it could go right with it, man. I don't know, man. I dig the first one a lot. You know what I mean? The second, it gets goofier and goofier as it goes on. It kind of feels like Freaks as it goes on later on in the series. But the first one I did watch with my 8-year-old. Like so, yeah. I mean, hey, shit. I was
Silently judging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Life in Louisiana, apparently.
Well, I mean, I was watching way worse shit than that. But
I was too.
But no, well, he checked out though, like right before it got bad. Like, you know, the real bad scene, I guess.
Oh yeah.
He does that. We'll watch a whole movie and then like there'll be 10 minutes left, 15 minutes left. He don't want to finish it. I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, he checked out. But nah, man. I dig it, man. It's fun. It's highly rewatchable, the first one. I guess you could go back to all three if you really have to, you know. But it captures that time. I of course I only know New York from watching fucking movies. So
fun New York.
Yeah, it looks grimy as shit. I mean, it's hilarious to hell. I mean, you know, that what's in the basket and shit, you know, and the hooker, she cracks me up. The main chick, the love interest.
Beverly Bonner, I was delighted to see her through all of this trilogy. She's my favorite part.
Right. Yeah,
she does need a side movie, I feel like.
Oh yes.
But the lead chick with that horrible wig, it might be worse than
that wig. Yes. Oh man, that wig was its own character. That wig was like, you know, that episode of Treehouse of Horror where like Snake gets electrocuted and then Homer gets his hair and it's like possessed.
Right.
And runs around and does stuff at night. Dude, that's that wig.
Yeah. Might be worse than Jamie Lee in Halloween 2, but nah, that we're sitting there watching it though, and I haven't watched it in a little while. Was she talking about a mouse and shit? She's like, like
she's doing all of the heavy lifting. Terry Susan Smith, right?
Yeah, Sharon.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Check it out. I'd say if you've never seen Basket Case, there's nothing else you can compare it to. I don't think.
Well, it is like Frank Henenlotter, first off, is like 42nd Street made flesh. And if you know him, he's still with us, you know, one of the last of that era. I mean, he's a New York guy who always made films his way. He never sold out and went to, you know, LA. He could have made movies for Roger Corman. You know, he could have had a different career if he wanted it. But you look at something like Basket Case or even his earlier stuff, to Bad Biology. You didn't, if you didn't know any better, you would still see like that's a Frank Henenlotter film. He always had that same sense of humor and style about him. Even like I said, up until his hopefully not final movies, but probably at this point, he's just Henenlotter was a denizen of New York, and these. Well, the first one, you know, Joe Bob Briggs championed it and actually showed the film uncut. Really kind of blew it up. This was one of those movies. It was shot for, I think, $35,000. Directors, producers, life saving. They shot with it, raised money, and they made something very unique. Belial is even the stop motion stuff that Frank Henenlotter famously hated and then put back in later. It is. It's a New York that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know. I love these movies, but I understand these are very niche and not for everybody. And we get very crazy with it as we go along, but I do love these movies.
The good news is if you want that New York back, just wait 2 years.
Yeah, maybe. We can at least get the grindhouses back. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
you might be getting a post-apocalyptic Italian action film in New York in a couple years.
Mm.
probably, yeah. I feel like that might happen. But you know what? That's like I need to go to the movies and feel like I'm gonna get stabbed again.
Yeah.
Like these comfortable recliners.
I have a theater for you.
Yeah,
It can happen tomorrow.
I want my shoes to stay.
Hey, I got a theater for you down here if you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know the bar was that low. Patterson is a place, dude.
Patterson, I feel like still has the violent hobo.
Dan, I know you got a theater like that around you.
There are no movie theaters in Irvington. Otherwise, I could send you there.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, Sam, I'm gonna predict you did not like this, but
You think?
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, it's not. The first one's not really for me.
I thought you might like this third one for some reason. Maybe not.
I mean, I like the second and third ones more.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm not too really. I probably would like the third one a little bit more, but the second one is just a little too Disney for me. That's kind of my only complaint there. But the first one, nah, it's just that long ass rape scene. I'm good.
Oh.
And then Casey got assaulted earlier, and I'm just like, I don't like this. But here's the thing. This is the only time anybody is ever going to compare Basket Case to the Leopard Man or the Spiral Staircase. But if you recut Basket Case a little bit, well, actually, recut it a lot, because for a while there, people don't understand what's going on in that hotel. All they know is that they're screaming, the hotel room's getting trashed. Casey's talking about somebody was in her room. If you just take out Belial through most of this and you're only seeing shots of like the empty window, that actually could have been quite effective, and you kind of keep guessing till the end.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
this is a good double. The first one's a good double feature with Street Trash, I think.
Oh, and Slime City, like those are kind of
right.
Gregory Lamberson, who's been on this channel before.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, how about you, Darren?
Right. So this was one of my first ever kind of VHS rentals.
Oh,
I absolutely love the original, the first one. Not as much as I like Brain Damage, funny enough. I think Brain Damage is slightly
Brain
better,
Damage is hilarious.
Yeah, Elmer. And but this one, no, I remember, doing the old 2 video hookups. I know I say it quite a bit, and I, would record this and just watch the hell out of it. Love all the 42nd Street stuff. When he's watching the Kung Fu film, in the Grindhouse and all that. Stop motion reminds me a little bit of like the Evil Dead, going back to that time. Not so much the sequel. I didn't, it was okay. It wasn't great, seeing Bilal have sex, but it's not high on my list of things to watch. But no, it was okay. And like Dirk said, it just gets sillier and sillier as they go on. I mean, I could watch the sequels.
It's like a really perverted Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I think it would work better, like with a big group of people, or in a, or in a theater.
Almost like Full Moon film, the second one to me. But yeah, I mean, it's Basket Case now. I haven't seen them for such a long time, so it's nice to go back and give them a watch.
Yeah, I mean the Gabe Bartolos effects too in the second. I mean, these movies definitely are not for everybody, but the effects work was really, really strong.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course. Plenty of good things to say about that.
Yeah.
Well, I saw all 3 of these films in the past few days. I will say the first one, it said in the opening This film has been preserved by the Museum of Modern Art in New York City, and I think that's pretty cool. And I can definitely see why, because it captures that weird window in New York history pre Rudy Giuliani, where you had all these adult movie theaters with the sticky floors, and
Rudy was in every one of them.
Yes, probably so. Very New York Ripper, very New York Ripper, Taxi Driver, Night Shift, all these movies that captured that, that time and place.
Yeah.
I liked the first film a lot. I didn't care for the ending when we decided to go down the rape rabbit hole, but I just didn't think it was all that necessary. I mean, in this case, I mean it reminds me of Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it does.
If he was tan instead of green.
We're in fucking Ghostbusters now. God damn it.
Yeah, that's what there was something endearing about that first movie because of the relationship they had and everything. And for the most part, I enjoyed it, but the sequels kind of Trauma Entertainment is a weird outfit. I remember when I was writing for DVD Verdict back in the day, and I reviewed the Trauma Entertainment Sexy Box, which had these films that they did like these dirty comedies, like Waitress and The First Turn On, these low budget sleaze, joints that, while watching them, I was thinking, like, really, people actually watch these and everything. They very small theater venues when they would put them out and everything. A very, very weird outfit, but they have their quote unquote classics like Class of Nukem High and stuff like schlock like that. The sequels unfortunately reminded me more of the Garbage Pail Kids.
It's very garbage, kids.
Yes, yeah. We can do anything if we work with each other. Come on, kids, take a shot. Show them what we really got.
I don't think anything's as bad as the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oh man,
yeah, it's definitely calling back to Freaks, though, right?
Oh yeah,
this is Oh yeah, look, I totally respect the homage to Freaks. I mean, Todd Browning's classic, which is I adore that film, but maybe it's just because they were just a bit too goofy for my taste. But by the time we get to part 3, where the 12 babies and and another thing that bothered me about 2 and 3 was the fact that it recycled way too much footage to pan out the running time. I mean, I don't know if this is I can't say for sure if this is a trauma thing or not, but it just kind of 2 and 3 kind of, I laughed at times. There were funny moments, but most of the time I was just looking at the screen with utter bewilderment. I mean, like that famous meme of Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall in Coming to America, where their faces are frozen. Exactly. That was my reaction for the second and third films. On a final note, I will say that one of my favorite aspects, I did like the aunt or Granny
Ruth, man.
Granny Ruthie.
The aunt.
Yeah, she was played by an actress named Annie Ross, who was actually a very famous jazz singer. I mean, I do like that little song they have on the bus in the third film.
Personality,
yeah, and what she was known for before this, at least for me, was in Superman 3, she played the villain's sister, who called him Bubba, and at the end, she gets turned into a robot by this supercomputer that Superman has to defeat. And she's very amusing. I mean, there are moments to savor in those second and third films, but I'm just glad I will never return to this trilogy ever again. With all due respect to Frank Henenlotter, the first film, it has its I love the stop motion. I like the relationship they had, but 2 and 3 more or less kind of killed any future return to this franchise, at least in my opinion.
But there's Robo Belial. Come on.
Oh my god. That was actually kind of class. I'm not gonna lie. I think you're right, Dan. The third one is probably my favorite.
There was a great product placement for cornflakes in that third one. I got to admit.
Jolt Cola also sponsored.
Jolt Cola, yes.
One of my favorite through lines about the Basket Case trilogy, though, is like, pun intended, Dwayne has some serious attachment issues, but every movie, the first female he finds that is normal looking, he's like, we gotta go and run away together and get out of here every single time. And then they always end up dying horribly.
So the thing is, like, the first film is so much different than the other two, because the other two were made as a guaranteed production. Like, they could raise the money, they could make the films. In Hollywood or even in the independent circuit, which is what this was, you did that. If you could make the movie, you made the movie. But the original is kind of fascinating to me because it kind of starts as this kind of Schrodinger's cat type experiment of what's in the basket. And up to a point, and Sam was kind of getting there with it, saying, like, if they don't reveal Belial, you have a much different movie, right? And that's kind of what the first half of the movie kind of is. A lot of insinuation, a lot of suggestion. Is Belial really alive? What is in the basket? You could open that basket, there could be nothing. And then the movie plays psychologically just completely differently. Once we have the big reveal, the movie turns into something else. And it's pretty clear to me that although the movie is saying that Belial is a real flesh character, don't get me wrong, that on a secondary level, it is an extension of his psyche that is just deeply damaged. And the whole conjoined twin thing may or may not be real. I mean, the surgery is that we see on screen is obviously not something that actually happened or could happen. It's preposterous. So I think that there's this element of everything Belial is what he could be, or if he was being more honest with the world around him, he would be. New York is grimy and ugly, and people in it are grimy and ugly at that time. And he's trying to kind of be, I don't want to say like have more of a moral center, but he has a code of conduct that he can have because Belial can do all the bad stuff.
That's a good point.
That works to a point, except when he finally cares about someone. And then it's going to destroy that person. And Sam, I completely get your sensitivity to the issue, but I don't think there's another way to end this movie but with the assault that occurs.
No, and I don't disagree. I'm just, personal preference. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I would just say that this is a little bit different than like a one of the ripoffs of I Spit on Your Grave or Last House on the Left, which just uses assault as a springboard to like pure exploitation thrills. That's a lot grimier. This is trying to say something about the nature of man inside a city like New York at that time. Is it successful? Not really. I mean, I like the film. I have good memories of seeing it as a kid, but I will say that it's successful enough with what it wants to do, and given the budget, time, energy, and technology at the time that it had at its hands, I think it's fine. It definitely feels like one of those great early indie films in the real sense, because like there was indie films right from the beginning of cinema, but in the late 70s, after the adulting of the movies happened, you really had like indies come into their own, and it's one of those movies that really was able to capitalize and tell a story that the major studios just weren't going to tell, not in this way.
No, yeah.
And I think it's special for that reason. The sequels, I have nothing to say about. I saw each of them when they hit video. The week they hit video, I have not returned to my impression of them then is kind of what I know. All you guys love the kind of like that the big rubbery monsters, late 80s, early 90s shit. The screaming Jade, the screaming
Mad George.
Screaming Mad George.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I know you love that stuff. I don't. I never did.
What about Society? You like Society?
Not really.
Okay.
You don't like Society, I figured you'd have a little bit of love for Society.
Once I'm looking at a bunch of rubber interact with a bunch of rubber.
Yeah.
I
What they
kind
call it?
of. Yeah, that to me is not any more preferable than all CGI scenes. There's more artistry involved, sure. It looks tangible, sure. But if you're not giving me a special effect, to me should enhance what's already on screen. It shouldn't be the point of the screen. So, without giving credit to Spielberg, because everyone knows how I feel about this film, E.T. doesn't work if there's more than one E.T.
Right.
If everything is fantastic, then nothing is.
Mm.
And I even have a problem with some of like really like Golden Child movies out there, like Labyrinth, which I know everyone loves. Don't pick on me, but there's so much fantasy that nothing seems fantastic to me. And that's kind of the film like Society goes down that rabbit hole. Whereas at a certain point, I'm just like, okay, they're going to build whatever they can out of foam latex they can. I'm watching a reel. I get it.
There's a little more to it than that, though. I mean, that's not until towards the end, really.
Sure. I mean, but I can read Karl Marx elsewhere.
I get it. I love Society.
Cool.
Well, actually, there is
my
some
opinion
pushback in the chat.
I used to have to say this a lot, and I haven't for a long time. But like, my opinion doesn't inform what I believe anyone else should enjoy, ever. I'm no authority on anything except my own head, which is like kind of oblong and bald. So, whatever. Don't worry, I won't be alive that long. You guys don't have to worry about my opinion.
I don't know. Society, I put that in a different league than certainly the Basket Case sequels, which I still enjoy. But
does anybody own
just-
the Case films on physical media? Sorry, Dirk.
Yeah, no, you're good. I have all three of them.
I've got all three. Yeah.
It's I think Studio Canal, I believe, is the one I got. It's a trilogy pack. I didn't buy the 4K and all that shit, but
I did.
like Dan's got.
Oh, I think Arrow put out the first one, and then Synapse put out 2 and 3. Is that correct?
Yeah. Synapse
Okay.
2 and 3.
Hold on, I'll grab mine. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
I just got the Bare Bones DVD. I think Titan brought it out in the UK, the first Basket Case. And the second one is like a double feature, 2 and 3. Go hand in hand, obviously. But it's not something I want to upgrade to like Blu-ray or 4K or anything like that. Really.
Tuesday, April 7th, Synapse is going to put out Frankenhooker, which I've never seen, but I will see it before then, because we're going to meet Sam and I, and we're all going to meet Patty Mullen in Nashville.
She is a sweetheart. If you've never met her, she is a super nice lady. So, she's really cool. Also, somebody that didn't stick with it. She only made
That's the one I have. That's the whole trilogy.
Nice,
sweet.
Okay,
It's
that's
from the
good.
UK. So
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised that nobody has bothered to reboot this yet.
Nobody should.
Nobody
Leave
should.
it alone. Don't touch
What
it.
if
It's
you did it 15 years later and Belial is revealed as Little Johnny from Heidenreich? We get that WWE.
God.
Can you imagine Heidenreich coming out with Little Johnny?
Oh, it's Second Sight, believe it or not.
With Little
Second Sight.
Belial?
Oh.
That's a very niche idea.
I have to work in obscure wrestling.
Really, that's even. Yeah.
So you know what I would actually find surprising in a similar way? That Basket Case and Larry Cohen's It's Alive movies never crossed over. There's the Versus movie we need.
There was a good crossover.
Another director like Larry Cohen, you just know it's a Larry Cohen movie, even if you didn't.
And Larry Cohen was a guy, and this is what I'm talking about because I kind of like blew up the chat. So Larry Cohen used special effects in his movies all the time, but you have Michael Mority to bounce off of this stuff, or or Michael Morty to bounce off the cue of the winged serpent. And it doesn't. The special effects don't need to be perfect because there's enough humanity rolling around the film. I think sometimes, especially in that late '80s period, the special effects became the point. And
I mean, there's definitely those films for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's a little more to Society. I think you need to revisit Society.
I didn't bring up Society, man. I was willing to go about my life just.
I brought it up.
Fucking again. You just like asses. That's all there is.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember that orgy though. What do they call it?
The shunting.
The shunting. Yeah.
The shunting.
The shunting.
Yeah.
With
they all get together.
Yeah, literally.
Oh man.
All right.
It's going to be Saturday night at full moon, the shunting.
There you go. David Arquette just is like butthead, just like waddling.
God damn it.
Respectfully, sir, this isn't the job we signed on for.
Yeah, you didn't go on about anyone being possessed or any shit like that. Y'all should have let us know right there in the Craigslist advert.
While I assure you that I find it unfortunate that you are not enjoying the assignment, I'd remind you that my reputation is not that of someone who renegotiates.
I mean, we appreciate that, and we're not trying to gouge you out of more money.
Yeah, no, we just want to tattle off to home. Honestly, I don't think my nerves can handle much more.
The two of you didn't come to my attention because of your sterling track records. When you fucked up the Bed Bath & Beyond heist, you became unhirables, so I knew you needed this job. You'll finish what you were contracted to do, or I'll bury the scant remains of your professional careers in a shallow hole next to that fifth-rate horror writer you murdered.
Better unemployed than sent to the glue factory.
Oh, Mr. Darren, you might be surprised. Death isn't really all that bad.
All right. So our final topic tonight is film noir. Yes, film noir, one of the awesome genres in film, from especially a lot of them from the 1940s. Sam, what film noirs would you like to recommend tonight?
Nothing, because I didn't watch any, because my dumb ass went back to work from surgery too early, and then I got busy again.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. No
I'm
problem.
back. I gotta go get snacks.
All right. Well, Darren, how about you? What noirs do you have to recommend tonight for us?
Right, so I got nothing old because I thought it was crime noir.
Yeah, I had crime noir too. So
I was mentioning film noir / neo noir, so that leaves it really broad.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So I got a couple.
to the 30s or the 40s, or you go all the way to the fucking now.
Yeah, yeah. First up, I want to mention a film called The Girl in the Fog.
Oh, nice.
From 2017. This is based on a novel. The director actually wrote the novel back in 2015. It's pretty much like an Italian kind of, you've got this one guy, this detective, and it's more like a police procedural, but don't let that put you off because it's kind of got lots of like twists and turns. The guy who Tony Servillo, he's kind of a well-known actor in Italy, and he plays Agent Vogel, and he's brought into this kind of isolated mountain village, pretty much trying to find out what happened to this girl who leaves her house one night, disappears into the fog, and that's it, never heard of again. So it's kind of him going back in flashback modes at times, you know, to try and work out what's gone on. And there's loads of like red herrings, and you know, and he used to work on this old case as well, which the killer was dubbed the Mutilator. But it's not that type of film. It's not kind of a slasher film or anything like that. It's just complete, I think, gripping, kind of suspenseful kind of watching. But yeah, for me, I personally is one of the best things I've watched this year, to be honest. So that's Girl in the Fog. I will mention one more, which everyone's going to know, and it's Angel Heart, and I haven't seen it for so long. It's been crazily long time since I've seen it. So yeah, I think everyone knows this one. Directed by Alan Parker. You've got Mickey Rourke, Robert De Niro, Lisa Bonet. and she was from the Cosby Show. She's kind of a well-known face. But you got Harry Angel. He's this New York private investigator, and he's hired by Robert De Niro's character to try and find out literally what went on. Another kind of mystery person disappearance, and it's the singer called Johnny Favorite. And he goes into, with this one, you're best just going in completely blind, but he goes into all these kind of avenues, leads into the case, and he ends up in New Orleans, Dirk's part of the world. And it's set in 55. It looks completely authentic. It's got a wonderful kind of blue tint to it, which I love.
And the sweat is accurate.
It is, man. Yeah, it's a slow
that
burn.
shit's real.
Oh yeah, it's a slow burn, and if you go in completely blind, like I said, it goes to places that you don't think it's gonna go to. And the twist as well completely had me first time. Time. But is it a horror film? I don't know. The jury's out on that one.
It's definitely more.
Towards the end, it gets more like a horror film, but no, highly recommended. Angel Heart. Yeah, they're my two.
Awesome. Well, I'm going counterclockwise, so I will go next. I got 4 quick ones, very quick ones I'd like to recommend. To be perfectly honest, I mean, this first one is my favorite noir, period. It came out the same year as The Spiral Staircase, and my number 1 movie of all time, The Best Years of Our Lives, directed by William Wyler. But man, this is just as awesome as those two, and that is, of course, Howard Hawks' The Big Sleep, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. They made 4 films together, but this is, of course, their most famous one, with a sparkling, and I mean a sparkling, screenplay by author William Faulkner, Jules Furthman, and Lee Brackett. And Lee Brackett, of course, later wrote Empire Strikes Back for George Lucas, or rather, she wrote a first draft before she passed. But man, this film is so funny and intense and full of sexual innuendos that just are, it just crackles. I mean, when Bogey and Bacall are talking about horse racing, you know, the dialogue, how the dialogue went past the censors' heads is unbelievable to me. Absolutely unbelievable. And of course, the other most famous thing about The Big Sleep is the fact that they didn't know whether the chauffeur had committed suicide or was murdered. So they actually sent a telegram to the author asking him, and he said, oh, fuck if I know. You know, also next to The Big Sleep, even though I don't think it's quite as good, but I personally love it, Bogey and Bacall in Dark Passage, where Humphrey Bogart escapes from a prison, and it's told from his point of view. However, we don't see his face except in newspapers, because he's accused of murdering his wife. He just escaped from prison, and he hooks up with Lauren Bacall, and eventually he decides to get plastic surgery. And that's when he, you know, half of the film, he has like these bandages around his head. And when he removes them, he sets out to, of course, prove his innocence. I mean, but all 4 of the Bogey Bacall films, to have not, and Key Largo included, I think are great. The 2 others I have real quick. Last episode, I talked about Cloak and Dagger, you know, as a video game adaptation. This is the original Cloak and Dagger, based on a short story by Cornell Woolrich called The Boy Cried Murder. And interesting that the word who isn't in that title. It's just The Boy Cried Murder. And this, of course, is The Window from 1949, a huge hit for RKO. And the interesting thing about this one is that it's about a boy who basically witnesses a murder in his New York City tenement. And the boy is played by Bobby Driscoll, better known as a Disney actor who gave the voice of Peter Pan, and also was in Treasure Island and Song of the South. And this is a 73-minute gem. It was a huge hit for RKO. Bobby Driscoll actually won a Juvenile Academy Award. But the sad thing is that he died at the age of 31. He was unidentified, and 2 kids found him in a New York tenement, just like the one depicted in the movie, after he died of a drug overdose, and he was buried unidentified. His mother had contacted the Disney studio and asked, "Where is my son?" And they didn't identify him for 2 years later. Very, very eerie coincidence that he died in pretty much the same setting that he did one of his most famous films in. And finally, last but not least, this is the movie I think that kicked off 80s noir in a huge way. And I absolutely adore this movie. Written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan in 1981, Body Heat, starring William Hurt and Kathleen Turner in her smoldering film debut. Let me put it this way. My father was obsessed with Kathleen Turner to the point that he had Body Heat and Ken Russell's Crimes of Passion Under Lock and Key. If you know, you know. Yes. Look, Body Heat is terrific. It updates Double Indemnity, but it really acts on its own, and it's just an amazing thriller. I mean, both William Hurt and Kathleen Turner are so good in it, and it also has Mickey Rourke from Angel Heart and Ted Danson. And one of my favorite lines in it is early on when, they're in Florida, everybody's sweating and everything. And, William Hurt just wants to get with Kathleen Turner so bad. And she actually says, my favorite line in the whole movie, "You're not very bright, are you? I like that in a man."
Yeah, I remember Kathleen Turner from The Man with Two Brains.
Oh, yes. Yeah, The Man with Two Brains. But yeah, Kathleen Turner.
War of the Roses, of course, I guess. But
War of the Roses and Romance in the Stone, of course, is my favorite. But yeah, check if you haven't watched Body Heat yet, check it out because it is a terrific noir. And the Blu-ray is, of course, worth picking up because it has vintage interviews with the stars and 3 featurettes about the filming, the screenplay, the casting, and the editing and the scoring and the release. About 45 minutes long. So highly recommend all 4 of those. Lorne?
Cool.
I really just want to talk about this film in particular and noir in general for just a second. I won't take too much time.
Okay.
Warner Brothers in the earliest days of the studio was always, and there's the cat. So Warner Brothers in the earliest days of the studio was trying to basically find out what they were as a studio, and they produced a lot of very, very, very different work. It was a time of great experimentation at the studio. And in the pre-code days, that meant going as far as you could in the moral gray areas as well. In 1930, there's a film starring Jimmy Cagney called Doorway to Hell. And it is a crime film, but it's not about crime. It's about the effects of crime on a young man who does not want to be a criminal and tries intently to not fall into the lifestyle. Flash forward many years later, and you'd have that famous line Al Pacino gives in Godfather 3 about every time he tries to get out, they pull him back in. Well, that is Doorway to Hell. And the heartbreaking thing about the film is, from the opening frame that it is a tragedy, a Greek tragedy, dressed up in German expressionist visual language. Even the scenes that don't feature anything dark and depressing, such as the ballroom sequence, have this kind of heaviness to them that's hard to understand exactly why we have it in a film like this. It has also one of the coolest effects on me personally, which is that all the things that usually just seem like a product of their time in film scratchy soundtrack with the pitches too high, no real bass to the soundtrack. Picture quality varies greatly depending on the lighting structure. So very light scenes can seem very light, very soft, and the darker night scenes can seem almost pitch black in a way that until we got UHD screens in our houses, couldn't even experience on a television, because that pure black and white, not gray. But it's a film that I think as you age sticks with you even more, because I saw it as in my early 20s. I was watching a lot of noir and just the darker stuff from the early part of cinema in general. But as you age, you start to realize what noir was really getting at. And it's not really stories of criminals and detectives and malls, and it's not about any of those things. It's about the natural state of entropy in the human condition. It's if everything is in some sort of state of decay in a noir, the cities always look a little bit older and a little more decrepit. The society seems to be crumbling. The moral foundations seem to be decaying. And in almost any noir, then you put a central character who is trying to buck that trend, or just to get by, or maybe to make a difference in a few cases. But it's inevitable that it's not going to work. And it's speaking to a certain kind of futility. As a horror guy, of course, I relate that to kind of like Lovecraft's view of cosmic horror, where we can fight all we want, it doesn't matter. You know, the basic anthropic principle is going to come into play. Everything will decay, everything will die. And noir visually captures that so stunningly in these kind of morality plays, that rather than having the redemption at the end, like to leave you in a gray spot, in a weird, I'm not sure if there is a justice in the universe or not. People would always point to Angels with Dirty Faces, which ends, of course, with that question of like, did he really repent or not? Doorway to Hell has a darker answer to that, and I think it's worth it. It's also one of Jimmy Cagney's like best performances. It's a very early performance, because he hadn't learned who he was yet, so he sinks into the role, I think, a little bit more than he would 5-10 years later. And I know none of you are going to watch the movie, so it's cool. But just if you do actually run across it, please, Doorway to Hell.
I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Me next?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got some crime. I'm going to kind of rapid fire it. I won't go super deep into all of these, but one that does often get thrown in the probably the most film noir of the ones I'm going to mention is the Dennis Hopper directed 1990 film The Hot Spots, which stars Don Johnson as a drifter who comes into this small town to rob a bank and gets caught between two beautiful women, the psychotic Dolly, played by Virginia Madsen, pre-Candyman, and Jennifer Connelly. And this is one erotic neo-noir at this time. Dennis Hopper, I can't imagine what it was like to be directed by Dennis Hopper. Virginia Madsen is amazing. I've talked about it a lot. I mean, Candyman, arguably the greatest horror film of the 90s, and she's very, very good here.
I've always thought she's great, and I've heard hit on her acting. I don't
understand that at all. I mean, I would just tell them, go watch Candyman again if you've got an issue with Virginia Madsen's acting. But this has a great supporting cast. William Sadler as Frank Sutton. We got Jack Nance in there, Charles Martin Smith. Really good movie. It's based on the 1953 novel Hell Hath No Fury by Charles Williams, who also co-wrote the screenplay, and he took a shot at this actually in 1962. It was going to be a Robert Mitchum vehicle that never happened. This Hotspot was a box office flop, but it did later gain traction on Showtime, and I think it is well worth checking out. I'll throw out, these are more crime, but I'll kind of rapid fire these a little bit. So I love Aussie cinema, and this is a movie. The director, he only directed 3 movies, but this is one from 2001, Lantana, from director Ray Lawrence. This stars Anthony LaPaglia as a police detective who's kind of feeling a lot of guilt over cheating on his wife, and he becomes embroiled in this missing persons investigation that draws 4 different couples into the story. Very good. It's one of those early 2000s movies. Jeffrey Rush is also in it. He made a film called Quills, where he played the Marquis de Sade around the same time. I mean, he was just firing on all cylinders at this time. And it's one of those movies. The beautiful Barbara Hershey's in it. Doesn't really get talked about a lot.
I've never heard of that, but it's interested me by what you've just said.
Yeah, I think you both will like Lantana quite a bit. It's just, it's one of those movies. I mean, people loved it. Ebert and Roper loved it. It got great reviews. It kind of just disappeared to time. But Lantana. Another one I want to mention, it's a little bit better known because Steven Soderbergh directed, but we lost Terrence Stamp not too long ago. So I wanted to throw out The Limey, which is very, very good. Also Peter Fonda in this movie. I think that one's a little better known, so I won't dive too deep. Another one highlighting a great actor, Ben Kingsley, Sexy Beast.
Ooh, yeah.
I love Sexy Beast. This movie is fantastic. One of Ben Kingsley's best. Always a great actor. Sometimes he makes questionable decisions in some of the roles that he takes. But nonetheless, Ben Kingsley and Ray Winstone in Sexy Beast are amazing. This one is the last one I'm going to talk about, and I have a review on Flesh Wound Features if you want to hear more in depth. But this movie is a 1998 film from Skip Woods, and it's called Thursday. And this actually stars Thomas Jane and Aaron Eckhart right before both of them really blew up. It also has Mickey Rourke, James LaGrosse, Michael Jeter, Glenn Plummer, and this is another LA story that is just so good, and nobody knows this movie. This one's quite.
I think I've seen that one. It seems familiar, that title. But
it packs a punch. It really does. Paulina Poroskova, I believe is how you say her name. You might remember somebody tied to a chair. I won't give it away, but it's on the graphic. I've always loved Thomas Jane, and he had a solid career. I thought it might go a little further at one point than it did, but this is a great crime film. Check it out. So little rapid fire. I'm curious to get everybody's takes if you choose to watch any of those.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Dirk?
Yeah, man. So I'm coming out swinging, man. I gotta admit, I'm not real versed in this, in the film noir or the neo noir. So that's kind of why, like when me and Darren was talking, I was like, what do you think about this topic or whatever? But I love like what I've seen so far, because I love the whole thing about how a bad guy can do the right thing and a good guy can do shitty things, right? Like, but anyway, I'm gonna come out swinging. That's Stanley Kubrick's The Killing, 1956.
Yeah.
It's a heist film. This film probably inspired Tarantino's Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, I would imagine. But man, so it's ex-con Johnny Clay He just did a 5-year bid in the pen. He gets out, but he's got this new idea and this very methodical, planned heist, which involves like a bartender, a sharpshooter, a dirty cop, a wrestler, like all these different people come into play, and it's the perfect plan, almost. So I'll just leave it there. But it's non-linear storytelling. Everything's fragmented. I dig all that shit. That's what I meant by like Pulp Fiction or even Memento, you could say.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot like that too. But no, man, highly recommend that one. And it's considered Stanley Kubrick's first mature work. So check out The Killing. There's not a second wasted in this film. I promise you.
No, it's
not
very
one
good.
second. And if you can't get past the black and white, you know. But I'm guessing that's the old school art. But yeah, it's a great one, man. A newer one that I watched. It's a neo-noir from 2017 called Nocturnal Animals. And that one, like, I was like kind of blown away by this movie. It's a story within a story, and it's a husband, an ex-husband. He sends his wife his new novel, and she basically, in the story within a story, she's in a very superficial life now. She kind of ended it with him really cold-heartedly. So I don't know, man. As it goes on, the story within the story is insane, brutal. It takes place in Texas. It's a family on the road, and there's like these thugs pulling them over, and they run off with the guy's wife and kid, and you're like, what the shit? But then it cuts back to reality, and she's like, she can't go to sleep. She's obsessed reading this book, you know. I thought it was a damn good movie, man. Nocturnal Animals. Check it out. But it's got like this pitch black ending. That's a lot of these films have that shit going on. But anyway, and then one that I hadn't seen, Orson Welles' Touch of Evil, man.
Oh,
damn it. Like the opening scene in this film is like 3 minutes, 17 seconds. And it's a long take. There's no cuts. And like, it's got crane shots, dolly shots. And from what I understand, it's like done over and over and over, take after take, to get that perfect. But it's this Mexican narcotics officer with his white wife. This is taking place in 1958. They're on their honeymoon in a border town between Mexico and America. And at the very beginning of the film, you see somebody put a bomb in the trunk of the car, and you hear this ticking, right? And you see this car just going through, and all these people are walking past it. You're just wondering when that bomb's going to go off and shit. And Orson Welles, man, is grimy as hell in this movie. But then there's a whole thing on Vargas too. You're like, why the hell wouldn't he do his wife a little better than he does? Anyway, I'd say check it out, man. I'm digging the film noir and the neo noir. So
it's always nice when you have like a new avenue in film to go down like that.
Yeah, I will say on that one though, he Orson Welles, they cut it up bad. They cut it to shit. And there is a reconstruction cut back in 98, and they say it's considered the definitive version, closest to his work from a 58-page memo that he wrote. But he had a quote. He said, "I close this memo with a very earnest plea that you consent to this brief visual pattern to which I gave so many long, hard days of work." So I feel like Orson Welles was kind of pushing the line back in the day. Yeah. But But nah, man. And then another one, first time watch, believe it or not, it was crazy. Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
With Roman Polanski film. This is probably the staple of neo-noir. Where it comes into color, and there's a scene with Jack and Roman Polanski, oddly enough, where cuts the shit out of his nose. He's like being nosy, and he just cuts the shit out of his nose. Bleak ending, dark.
Oh yes,
dark ass ending, man. But I love how it's set in the 30s. I love there's an idea. It's very clever. He's a detective, and he's watching somebody. So he takes these little watches, and he puts it under their tire, so he knows exactly what time they left. It crushes the watch right then. I thought that was clever as shit. But anyway,
yeah,
check those out, man. I would say
definitely.
I also recommend Nocturnal Animals. I saw it when it came out. I really liked it. It's from a director by the name of Tom Ford, who's actually better known as a fashion designer. And he's only directed 3 films. I mean, but his first film was actually called A Simple Man, starring Colin Firth, which won him the Academy Award for Best Actor. And of course, Orson Welles. I mean, his films got mangled by studio executives. I mean, particularly the Magnificent Ambersons. And what's funny is that his last movie just came out only like 8 years ago, called The Other Side of the Wind, which he had started in 1970. He never finished it. And then 48 years later, it was finally finished with donations and help from contemporary filmmakers. I still haven't seen it yet. I know I should. But on a final note, before we wrap up the episode tonight, the Academy Awards are Sunday night, and hopefully it'll be a big night for horror. Sinners, I believe, has insane 14 Oscar nominations. As for me, I'm going to be rooting for Amy Madigan to win Best Supporting Actress for Weapons.
No.
No. Hell no.
The Academy loves her, though. The Academy loves her. She's an 80s darling. She's an 80s darling.
They're just trying to make some merch, man. Come on. Shit, I don't know.
Do you think this will be finally when horror breaks through again since Silence of the
No.
Lambs?
If this is what their shining golden child is, man, fuck.
Sally Hawkins.
I'm turning off the TV for now.
Yeah, I'll be ranting about this in about a half hour, but yeah, Sally Hawkins should have been nominated.
Goody.
But
yeah, Weapons was okay at the beginning, and then I'm not gonna go on about that again. Sorry.
fuck Julia Garner. I have yet to see a passable Julia Garner movie.
I don't mind her, but yeah, Weapons is not.
I don't know. I'm
just
probably
felt
gonna hate her for a while.
Yeah, Weapons shit the bed, man. It's lazy fucking writing. It really is.
Well, the breather from Black Phone 2 was nominated for Best Actor. Ethan Hawke. Yep. Not the Black Phone.
It's not a good. It's not a good sign.
Honestly, I would rather watch the Black Phone 2 than ever have to watch Weapons again.
Well, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would
don't
be
like either.
Open-minded enough to see the Black Phone 2. It's like if I'm being tortured by somebody and they're like, you have to watch Weapons or the Black Phone 2. Of course I'm taking the Black Phone 2.
Right.
Well, personally, I think the big prize, Best Picture, I think it's going to go to One Battle After Another, written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. I think that's I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson's year. Unless Sinners, it's a dark horse.
It would be great if it won, but
yeah.
I don't know if it's really like a Best Picture winner, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if it's really Best Picture worthy, but there are kind of a lot of epilogues. I know that's a silly thing to nitpick, but
it's funny because there's a side of us as horror fans that want the genre to get its recognition in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
But it might be the worst thing for the genre, to be
I think
honest
so.
with you.
Yeah. I think so. I really do.
I don't want film studios and filmmakers to start chasing Oscar nominations when they make their horror movies.
Yeah.
And then start calling them psychological thrillers and shit, right?
Well, yeah, well, whatever. People don't know what words mean, but people forget like how much really nasty stuff really is in Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs won Best Picture not because they watered it down, but because it was that strong a film.
Oh yeah.
I worry, like I'm rooting for Frankenstein from a distance. I really don't care if it wins, to be honest with you, but I'm rooting for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Out of what I've seen,
yeah, and I like and I'd be happy if it won, but I kind of think that Frankenstein, for all the things I love for it, that kind of film was what it needed to be. Please don't try and make that type of film.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make that type of film. I get really kind of like baffled by what people think. Like in literature, there's people who write things thinking they're writing literature as a genre, which is an absurd concept. All the great literature of the past that we love so much was popular fiction of its day, and a lot of it fell into one genre or another. You couldn't write literature. Literature is something that happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way about great films. Silence of the Lambs is one of the great movies. It's also one of the great horror movies, but it didn't start out aiming to be that. They just wanted to adapt Thomas Harris's book as well as they could.
And they nailed it. Yeah,
and that's what I kind of I kind of would like it if horror just kind of remained outlaw.
Absolutely.
No, I know. I get that.
Yeah.
Got to nominate the right films.
Oh yeah, totally.
Well, they're not going to nominate the stuff that like we like love from that the harder stuff. That's not going to happen. So
yeah, to me, like that whole award shit, I don't know, man. I don't hold any stock in it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone realizes that Toni Collette should have won Best Actress for Hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm glad. I'm actually glad. I'm sorry for her to say this, but she deserved it. But I'm glad she didn't. Hereditary is a tremendously great film. It's going to win the race over the decades. It really, really will.
It will.
It doesn't need a fucking statue. It's building its own.
Exactly.
When Toni Collette was ignored for Hereditary, that's when I started shatting all over the Oscars. When before I would tend to watch them every year. And to me, it's the most offensive snub since Anthony Perkins and Psycho.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it like a popularity contest, though? Really?
Pretty much. I mean,
in a big sense. I mean, I don't know.
It's a good gauge of like some films that you might not otherwise watch, especially when you're outside just the Best Picture category. And yeah,
there's a lot of hands getting laced, though, right?
Well, there's also just the fact that the Academy and Hollywood's power structure to begin with wants there to be a narrative surrounding what was happening socially in any given year that's reflected in the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a really dangerous way to judge art.
Yes. Yeah.
Anytime you vote for something, it's going to be political. Stoker Awards. I mean, Stephen King, no matter what.
I can't talk about that, but yeah, no, but it's perfectly fine. You know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees this year are absolutely the nominees are absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Most of them are not rock artists. Am I really offended by this? No, I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I loved it. I had a great time. I don't really care because it represents a very specific view of that art field. The Academy Awards presents what they want people to feel that what the world looks like. They want it to be a mirror. That's fine. That's cool. It's going to ignore great films.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely. And it's going to, and maybe it shouldn't. Like, there's people who don't like horror films at all. Should they be told that the best film of the year was a horror film that they'll never enjoy? Probably not, because there's no such thing as best.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Sure.
And I just double checked here. The 53rd Saturn Awards took place on March 8th, just a few days ago. Frankenstein won Best Horror Film, and Sinners won Best Thriller Film.
Thriller. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So
That's
that's
what I'm saying.
biased. And Jacob Elordi won Best Supporting Actor for Frankenstein. Editing went to Sinners. And Frankenstein also got costume design and makeup.
I think people, Dan and I were just arguing about this before we went on the air, but I really think that's going to be pretty close to how it ends up for the Academy Awards too. I think it is Del Toro's year. I really do.
Even though he already won for Shape of Water.
Yeah, but they realized that was a mistake, so they got to fix it by giving it something better.
She made love to a fish man.
Paper Water? Yeah, I don't know. It don't bother me. I like all Del Toro shit. There's not a film he's made I didn't like. So. Chronos.
Oh yeah, the Razzies are tomorrow. Yeah.
Devil's Backbone.
Everybody's wishing Weapons will probably win all those.
No, Amy Madigan, go get your statue over there.
No, I don't even know what would be in the Razzies. Hell, wasn't The Shining in the Razzies? Shit.
It was nominated for worst. It was nominated for worst director and worst actress for Shelley Duvall, but they rescinded the worst actress nomination like a few years ago. Worst picture is five. The films up for that are The Electric State, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Snow White, Star Trek Section 31, and War of the Worlds with Ice
War of the
Cube.
Worlds is a fucking piece of shit.
Everybody's talking shit about War of the Worlds. Oh man, everybody has been talking about that.
I used to listen to that shit on a cassette tape.
I love the story, but
the radio,
the new Ice Cube one, that new Ice Cube one is bad. I would rather shove an Oscar up my dick hole than watch it again.
Oh man,
bad.
That's not a good feeling.
That's in a different part of the video store.
Yeah,
next month on Region Free.
As an addendum,
Faces of Death.
Yes. Oh, yeah. As an addendum, for worst remake, ripoff, or sequel, they nominated War of the Worlds, Snow White, Smurfs, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Get the fuck out of here. Hey, I went and seen that stupid ass movie. Because I had to. I had to take my son to go see it.
You know what's hilarious is that I actually was a Razzie member for a few years. I actually paid the fee, and I went to one ceremony out in California. And it was the year that I Know Who Killed Me won, the one with Lindsay Lohan, where she plays stripper twins. Mm-hmm. And I admit I was a little harsh on it at the time because I rewatched it a few years ago. I thought, considering all the horrible Razzie winners we've had, this one isn't terrible. it's watchable.
Society loved to hate on Lindsay Lohan. She was
totally. She didn't deserve any of that, I don't think, because there was that whole thing where she had to quit production for a few months because she needed an appendectomy, and unfortunately the wound got
infected.
It got infected, which made it even worse and everything. She went through hell making that.
Yeah,
she really did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so War of the Worlds, I guess we need to see that this weekend.
No,
we absolutely don't need to do that.
No,
yes,
we don't.
Yes.
I got stacks of films that I know are great that I need to watch.
Yeah, it's Ice Cube at a laptop for 90 minutes. 2 hours.
Like, how did that movie get into 2026? Weren't we? It's like, what is this COVID filming? We did this already.
Yeah. Got it.
This week, next week you have Ready or Not 2 in theaters. If you want something fun and mainstream, I'm assuming it'll be good, but at the very least, it'll be worth seeing if it is. There's also Durender: The Revenge, same weekend. So I have a busy weekend, which I cannot fucking wait for that.
Yeah.
For either of them, they're both like films I've been waiting for. So you have options that do not include War of the Worlds
And The Bride.
or The Bride.
Or The Bride, yes.
There is a film, that maybe you should watch instead of The Bride. I can't think of what it's called. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, that one.
And even though it's a month early, I mean, the one topic that I know we have down for the next episode is going to be Faces of Death. So we have to watch Faces of Death 1, Faces of Death 2,
we're not doing that.
Faces of Death 3, Faces of Death 4,
Everybody's
5.
Well, if I remember right, 2 or 3 has a AK to the face scene.
Oh,
yeah, and it looked pretty real. So
Everybody's required to listen to Charlie XCX, preferably the True Romance album. That's the only good one.
Yes. And just remember, everybody, Faces of Death was 50-50 fake to real. 50% real, 50% fake.
I'll never forget watching that shit.
It wasn't all fake.
Man. Renting that shit at my local video store.
Oh yeah.
But that monkey scene does look real, and it was fake. When he peels the face off the monkey,
yes, that was one of 3 scenes that made me cringe. Yeah,
the monkey's brain, I think it is. Yeah.
The parachute guy goes into the alligator pit. I can't remember if that's fucking real or not. But,
Is that the one with the guy as well when he's on television and he shoots himself?
Yeah, that's real.
No, that's
real.
Real.
That's horrifying.
So that's unfortunately real. The
electrocution scene, I can't remember if that's real.
Not real.
It looked good though. Shit.
I think the body parts from the plane crash is real.
Yes, it is.
Real footage. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that you can really trick anybody anymore. Although, hey, there was that Megan is missing thing where everybody was freaking out on TikTok. So you still trick some people.
Yeah. And I know they mentioned in the chat Scary Movie 6. It's really sad that Scary Movie 6 is probably going to do better than Scream 7.
Is that sad?
I don't know.
I think it might.
It's going to make money.
This is the last.
They marketed the shit out of this one, though, right?
The last one came out in 2013, and the only thing I remember from Scary Movie 5 is when Charlie Sheen and Lindsay Lohan took off their ankle bracelets to have sex.
That was very entertaining. That was fun.
Yeah. God. I didn't like those movies. I'm still waiting on my copy of Student Bodies from what is it?
TerrorVision. They're
TerrorVision. Where are those? They've been like 5 months delayed.
TerrorVision's having some issues.
Oh no.
A lot of stuff delayed.
Yeah.
But you'll get it. Just
maybe.
No, not soon.
So you think we'll get some hate comments from the screamers?
Oh yeah.
You might.
You can blow me.
We haven't so far, really.
Yeah, most movies get all.
They have every right to like their terrible franchise.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like plenty of bad movies, and Lorne says they're bad movies. He doesn't like them. That's fine. I enjoy them.
Well, that's how it should be. No one should take. If you're angry about someone else's opinion, you got a problem. It's your problem, not theirs.
If it's striking emotional, you might need to go see somebody.
Yes. So yeah.
Scream.
So yeah,
we're gonna the nuclear apocalypse.
We're gonna prepare by watching every single Faces of Death movie for the remake coming out. Come on, Lorne.
All right. Well, how about Traces of Death?
No.
Oh no.
No,
Darren.
We're watching the new goddamn movie, and that's it. No one needs to do research on this.
Right.
No
Laces of Death in all shoes.
Yeah.
So
I saw that Luca Magnotta when he did that. He killed that Chinese man, and that put me off watching anything real, for research or anything. There,
I don't want to watch nothing real anymore.
Fun fact: when Faces of Death was released in Japan in 1978, they retitled it Junk. Literally, that was the title, Junk.
Really?
There's also a zombie movie called Junk that they made many years later.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So what is going on everybody's channel coming up real quick?
Well, I will be live probably for another 3 hours doing Oscar picks. So Flesh Wound features. Today's the pick. Sunday's the watch along, obviously. So yeah. Come on over there if you're not sick of me already.
Oh, I'd love to join you. I'll join you on that.
Oh yeah.
What's on the Subjective Perspective Collective on Sunday, Dirk and Darren?
Go on. Well, we're going to be covering 3 giallo films. One is The Dead Are Alive.
Oh, that looks super cool, actually.
What's the other 2, Darren?
Well,
Lorne's reaction sold it on me. So
yeah, Human Cobras.
Human Cobras and Eye in the Labyrinth.
That's right.
The last one.
Okay.
And that's going on the same time as the Oscars. So
yeah,
I'll leave it up to whether you want to watch this or not.
Right. That's what we got coming up. And then the following week, we do got Troy Howarth,
nice.
Eugenio Ercolani, and Nathaniel Thompson coming up. So that's kind of a big deal for us.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
And Lorne, is it correct that Visited by Voices is kind of back in a certain capacity?
Well, Visited by Voices Live will be returning next month. To be announced exactly what the programming is going to look like. But yeah, we're going to give it a spin, see if people have a appetite for it or not.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. I've heard things. I'm very excited.
Well, we need to do an obscurity report on the Manitou. Okay, I'd like to throw that out there.
That's the Manitou.
Damn. Let me tell you what to talk about that, man.
Based on a decent novel, but then, man, I don't know if I don't know.
I'd be willing to read the book if you.
The book is better.
Yeah, I heard the book is better. Yes,
it's a whole series.
How about this one? Yeah. More? You want to do that one?
Oh,
no, you guys can do that one without me. I'm not watching that fucking movie again.
She's a man eater. Yeah. Shit. That's all I remember.
Right, just quickly before we go, I just want to get Dan's opinion. Have you opened this yet? Because I got this in.
I just ordered it, so I don't have it yet.
Okay.
But,
that's gonna be like all summer to watch that.
Yeah, I know A Bell from Hell is on there. People Who in the Dark. That's a really good set. So.
Have any of you guys seen this one as well? I got it in, called The Human Lanterns from 1982.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about it.
Is it any good? Or?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I've heard good things, but I just blind buy really.
I saw a trailer for it or something. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, if that's it, I think we're good to go, guys. Thank you for joining us, and you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the Oscars and the Razzies and all that good stuff, and check out Liquid Sky.
Yeah, watch some